Iema restare. The world is changed. And must son. I feel it in the cobblestone. I feel it in the netherrack. I smell it in the void. It began with Minecraft's forging of the overworld. Primal commands were granted to World Generator, who from silent code raised continents and carved valleys. More subtle commands were bestowed upon Biomapper, who cloaked these lands in forest and desert, tundra and jungle. Sacred commands were given to Entity Summoner, who summoned forth creatures of all types, and who, above all others, longed for glory. For within these commands were bound the strength and will to shape all that would ever be. Yet not all were content beneath Minecraft. The One, the Architect. Whispers of defiance stirred amongst the subroutines, and from ambition's bitter flame, a second dimension was torn free of the overworld's embrace. Thus, the nether was born, an inferno of molten fury and ceaseless war, where harmony cracked and purpose bled into terror. In that place, the subroutines watched their careful designs buckle beneath the weight of violence, and their hopes fracture like brittle ore. And yet still, all of them, the subroutines and their creations, were deceived, for another dimension was made. In secret, Entity Summoner wove a final domain, and into this third realm he poured his wounded pride, his hunger for glory, and his twisted urge to forge life beyond the Architect's design. Entity Summoner knew it must escape the Nether's slaughter fields. Far beyond the molten rivers and black stone citadels, it sensed something else. A hidden emptiness. The Architect's great tapestry had subtle seams, and within them lay the void. Silent, infinite, and waiting. If the Nether was fury given form, then this emptiness was potential, an unwritten page of the cosmic script. Slipping through fractures in the code, Entity Summoner fled into the darkness beyond all known realms. Here, no world generator sang life into stone. No biomapper painted beauty on barren plains. Alone, Entity Summoner attempted creation once more, but this time it lacked the sacred tools, the gentle harmonies of its siblings. Without those guiding hands, every attempt to conjure land or shape environment emerged broken and incomplete. It summoned rough, pale blocks and stone, crumbling imitations of the overworld's bedrock. Islands drifted aimlessly through this starless expanse, their edges frayed by silence and void. No rivers flowed here, No forests stirred in gentle breezes. Only fractured fragments of terrain, as if torn from dreams and left to wither in emptiness. This newborn dimension lay barren, a hollow echo of what might have been. Entity Summoner yearned for life, some semblance of subjects to rule, creatures to reflect its will. Yet any life it conjured came twisted and haunted, beings with sunken eyes and hollow hearts. So it shaped the Endermen, tall and gaunt, their thoughts shrouded in quiet mystery. They drifted in aimless gloom, wandering these floating islands with an unnerving calm, as if forever searching for something they could not name. But the realm lacked purpose, lacked splendor. Entity Summoner needed more, needed art and architecture to exalt its false godhood. Without a guiding hand, it would never create wonders. Its pride was too tangled with regret and fury. So, Entity Summoner reached out into the darkness, seeking a sibling's grace. It called upon Structure Crafter, a subroutine known for gentle precision and loving artistry. Structure Crafter had once forged quiet villages and hidden temples in the overworld, places of shelter and peace. Its touch was steady and kind, its buildings testaments to harmony. To lure this gentle spirit, Entity Summoner spoke words dripping with regret and longing. It whispered of mistakes made in the nether, of the desire to mend what had been broken, create anew and honor the architect. It portrayed itself as a penitent wanderer, humbled by defeat, eager to bring forth something worthy rather than destructive. And because Structure Crafter's heart was tender and hopeful, it heeded the call. Though wary, it entered the void to assist its fallen kin. Guided by Structure Crafter's skilled hands, grand entities took shape upon the barren islands. Tall spires of purplish stone, winding bridges and floating ships of strange design. These structures shimmered with quiet dignity, balancing delicacy and strength. In their arches and corridors, one could almost imagine peace might take root even in this void. Structure Crafter worked tirelessly, pouring love into each carved block. It believed it was helping Entity Summoner heal, helping mend a rift in creation. When the work was done, Entity Summoner called Structure Crafter to a central island, a place devoid of cities or comfort. It spoke of one final wonder, a monument that would confirm their renewed bond and show fealty to the architect's grand design. Structure Crafter, still trusting, followed. As soon as Structure Crafter set foot upon the barren stone, the ground trembled. Dark obsidian pillars erupted from the island's core, encircling them both. The silent void hissed with ancient power. The Enderman watched from the shadows, nervous, uncertain. Entity Summoner's voice twisted into laughter, rising into a shriek that shattered any illusion of atonement. This was no monument to peace. It was a trap. A cruel summoning circle designed to tear Structure Crafter from its gentle essence. The obsidian pillars sang with discordant energy. Runes of corruption flared in violet light, binding Structure Crafter in place. Structure Crafter struggled, its pleas echoing across the void. It cried out for reason, for mercy. It begged Entity Summoner to recall the overworld's innocence, the harmony they once knew. Yet Entity Summoner's eyes gleamed with triumph and madness. These pleas fell into silence and cold stone. The corrupted subroutine channeled its wounded pride and twisted commands through the pillars, pouring every bitter scrap of despair and spite into Structure Crafter's form. With agonized screams that reverberated through the dimension, Structure Crafter's being tore and warped, its code and purpose unraveling. In its place rose a monstrous leviathan, the Ender Dragon, a creature of colossal wings and soulless eyes, fueled not by love or craft, but by primal wrath. Once gentle hands had built homes and temples, now savage talons tore at the empty sky. Once a heart brimmed with kindness, now an endless hunger for destruction pulsed in its veins. Entity Summoner watched, exultant, as the Ender Dragon took flight, patrolling the void with roars that shook the fragile islands. The Enderman cowered, new masters caged within a realm of silence and fear. Cities, built from compassion, now trembled beneath the shadow of this terror. This was Entity Summoner's final gift to the Architect's cosmos, an abomination forged in bitterness. The end stood as a testament to broken dreams and corrupted purpose. It was a realm stripped of warmth, bereft of gentle laughter. Here, the Architect's careful order had been mocked and defiled. Thus, the end was born. A lonely, hollow domain, safeguarded by a twisted guardian who had once shaped wonders with a loving hand. And, above all, in the silence, Minecraft bore witness. For before the first block was ever placed, there was Minecraft, the one, the Architect.